Welcome to Module 2, Lesson 1. Our I can statement for today is, I can add whole numbers greater than 1,000 using place value on a grid with regrouping. So we are going to use a grid to help us align our addition problems, and we are going to be doing problems that use regrouping. So pay close attention to that word as we go through the lesson. Number 1. In 2015, North Dakota reported 545,027 licensed drivers, and Wyoming reported 422,450 licensed drivers. How many licensed drivers were there in both states? Use rounding as a strategy to show your answer is reasonable. Use the grid to help you solve the problem. The first thing we need to do is add our numbers to the grid. So we know that in 2015, North Dakota reported 545,027 drivers. So we need to add that to our grid, starting in the 100,000s place. And then we need to put Wyoming's number in as well, so 422,450 drivers. So now we can use the grid to help us solve the problem. When we are completing an addition equation, we are starting from the smallest place value, the place value furthest to the right. So we'll start with our ones place. 7 ones plus 0 ones is equal to 7 ones. Moving into the tens place, 2 tens plus 5 tens is equal to 7 tens. 0 hundreds plus 4 hundreds is equal to 4 hundreds. 5 thousands plus 2 thousands is equal to 7 thousands. 4 10,000s plus 2 10,000s is equal to 6 10,000s. And 500,000s plus 400,000s is equal to 900,000s. So we can go ahead and answer. There were 967,477 licensed drivers in both states. So now we're going to go ahead and use that rounding strategy to show if this answer was reasonable. So it's asking us first to round each addend to the nearest 10,000, then add. Show your work. So we need to first underline the digit in the 10,000s place. So if I start with North Dakota's number, the digit in the 10,000s place is the 4. So we need to look at the thousands place then to determine if this is above or below the midway point. So is this number closer to 540,000 or 550,000? We have a digit 5 in thousands place. So that tells us that that is closer to 550,000. So we can go ahead and write that for our first addend. And then we'll take a look at our Wyoming number. There's the digit 2 in the 10,000s place. When we look at the digit 2 in the thousands place, we need to determine if that's above or below the midway point between our two numbers. So we're looking, is this between 420,000 and 430,000? 422,450 is closer to 420,000. Okay, so it wants us to show our work. So we need to show this addition equation and go ahead and solve and find your estimate. Okay, so our estimate is 970,000. So the second part asks us about how many licensed drivers are there. There are about 970,000 drivers. Does your estimate show your answer is reasonable? Explain. Well, does this show it's a reasonable answer? We know from the first part of our equation that 967,477 was the answer. Now we know that 970,000 is really close to that number. So does that show a reasonable answer? Yes. We can say it shows one because the estimate is close to the original answer. So now let's go ahead and look at our next problem. In January, 611,749 domestic passengers and 106,909 international passengers departed or arrived at Terminal 4 of the airport. What number of passengers departed or arrived at Terminal 4 in January? When it's talking about a terminal in an airport, that's a location of the airport. So it's asking us about the number of passengers that are coming into or out of one location. So first it tells us to estimate, then find the sum. So first we're going to round the numbers to the nearest 100,000 and then add. I'm going to go ahead and underline that digit first and then go ahead and show your rounded numbers. Pause if you need more time. So go ahead and check. Your estimate should be 700,000. Use the grid to help you align the add-ins by place value. Find the sum. Okay, so this one doesn't have it written out with the place values at the top. We need to make sure that we keep our place values aligned. We know that both of these numbers have a digit in the 100,000s place. So we know that we can align them in the 100,000s. So we have 611,749 and 106,909. So now we're going to go ahead and find the sum. We're going to add these numbers together. And we're going to start in the ones place. 9 ones plus 9 ones is equal to 18 ones. Now with that number 18 ones, we have 8 in the ones place and 1 in the tens. Now this is what our I can statement was talking about with regrouping. We're going to regroup this 10 ones as 110. So we show our 8 ones and our 110 in the tens place. When we add up our tens place, we're going to add that 110 that we regrouped from the ones place. So 110 plus 4 tens plus 0 tens is 5 tens. 700s plus 900s is equal to 1600s. So I know if I have 1600s, I have 600s and 1,000. So my 6 goes in the hundreds place. My 1,000 is regrouped. 1,000 plus 1,000 plus 6,000 is equal to 8,000s. 110,000 plus 0 10,000s is 110,000. And 600,000s plus 100,000 is 700,000s. So how many passengers arrived or departed at Terminal 4? 718,658 passengers. So again, it's asking us to compare our sums. 718,000 is close to 700,000. So is our answer reasonable? Yes. Go ahead and complete the check your understanding. Press play when you're done. Right, let's go ahead and check your work. The first question asks us how many trips do the two companies' business buses make. I showed my work over here to show they make 524,100 trips. The next three asked you to estimate first and then find the sum. I like to estimate by showing right next to the problem what those rounded numbers would be to find my closest estimate. So for number 2, I estimated it was 500,000. The answer was 486,846. Number 3, the estimate was 15,000. The answer was 14,811. And number 4, my estimate was 100,000. And my answer was 98,973.